there, Magda. My name is Dr. Bell. How are you today?
I could be better. I have these weird little bumps on my hands and the bottoms of my feet, and it really hurts to walk, and they're really itchy.
Interesting. Let me take a look. Hmm. Do you have anything hurting in your mouth at all?
No.
Hmm. Well, this looks like a mild case of hand, foot, and mouth disease. It has been going around the campus here at Florida State University, and there's also been 60 cases just reported at the University of Illinois.
Really? How do you know that it's that and not anything else?
Well, I look at three things really. I first look at how old you are, what symptoms you're showing, and how the rash or sores look. It's very distinct, and children usually get more severe cases than adults. Were you in contact with anyone that recently had it?
Well, now that I think about it, my cousin, he said that he just went to the hospital, and then he had it after that. So how do you get it?
Well, it spreads very easily through coughing and sneezing, close personal contact, or contact with contaminated surfaces such as a doorknob, and then touching your eyes or your mouth. And it could also be spread through infected stool. So parents of children with hand, foot, and mouth often contract it but get very mild symptoms. It is more commonly found in children, and they spread it around at school.
Huh, interesting. So what even is it?
Well, it's actually caused by a group of RNA viruses called non-polio enteroviruses. The most common one is coxsackie A16, but there are a couple others that could also have caused it as well. It can be spread at any time of the year, but we most commonly see it in the fall and summer.
That's weird. So what are the symptoms?
It typically takes 3 to 6 days to start developing symptoms after being exposed to the virus. This is also called the incubation period. For most extreme cases typically found in children, you may start to feel tired, you could have a sore throat, you could get a fever of around 101 to 103. In a day or two, sores will start to develop on the hands, feet, and mouth, and sometimes buttocks. Sometimes a rash develops and blisters follow, which is very painful for children. They can also open and crust over, and I'll also show you a couple of pictures later. These blisters usually go away in about a week. For the most part, though, this is just seen in children. Most adults can get the virus and not even have symptoms, or have very mild symptoms like yours.
Okay, then that makes sense that it's just on my hands and my feet, and the dots aren't even raised, and they just sting when I touch things. So, how do I get rid of it?
The only thing you can do is let time pass, unfortunately. I would recommend taking pain relievers like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, just not aspirin. For children who get the sores in their mouth, I can just give them a mouthwash or spray that can help numb the pain. The main concern with children is that they continue to get proper nutrition and hydration from their parents, and sometimes kids stop eating and drinking because their mouth hurts so bad. In extreme cases, we have to give them IV fluids.
Wow, well then I'm really glad that I don't have the sores on my mouth. So how do I prevent passing it to others?
Well, you are most contagious during the first week of your illness, but you sometimes can be contagious for days or weeks after symptoms finally go away. For those that do not develop symptoms, they still pass the virus to others, so try to wash your hands frequently and stay home until your symptoms go away in about a week to 10 days.
Oh, okay, well, what about my dog? Is he going to get it?
No, but that is a good question. But it is not transmitted to or from animals, so you cannot get it or pass it to your pet. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is different from foot and mouth, or hoof and mouth, which is an infectious viral disease found in farm animals.
Oh, okay. So, once this is passed, can I contract it again?
Yes, you can, but it is a group of different viruses that cause it. Like I said, the most common culprit is coxsackie A6, but enterovirus 71 and a few others could also be the source. With this viral variety, there is no guarantee that a previous exposure will help your body fight off another exposure.
Interesting. So, are there any methods to prevent getting it again?
This disease is self-limiting in nature, so most researchers do not spend much time with it, but large outbreaks have been occurring in Asia since 1997, and there are more cases in Asia of fatalities from it. So there is some work being done over there to try to prevent the contraction of hand, foot, and mouth disease. As of December 2015, There is a vaccine in China called EV71 vaccine that prevents contracting the virus from enterovirus 71. This doesn't have an effect on the other strains of virus, and it is not currently available in the U.S.
Well, are there any complications that come from getting hand, foot, and mouth?
Absolutely, but they are very rare. Viral or aseptic meningitis can occur. It is very rare and causes inflammation of the membranes and cerebral spinal fluid surrounding the brain and spinal cord. Symptoms from this are fever, headache, stiff neck, back pain, and it may require hospitalization. Encephalitis is inflammation of the brain and can cause polio-like paralysis, but this is even more rare than viral meningitis. There have also been reports of fingernail and toenail loss. Don't get scared. This is most common in children after a few weeks of having hand, foot, and mouth disease, and scientists have not figured out if the loss was indeed a result of hand, foot, and mouth. In the reports reviewed, nail loss was temporary and it grew back with further medical attention.
Interesting. So where did this virus first start, do you know?
Yes, surprisingly, I actually know that. Hand, foot, and mouth disease was first reported in New Zealand in 1957. Coxsackie A16 was first identified in 1958 in Canada. Human enterovirus 71 was discovered in 1969 in California. There since have been small outbreaks of hand, foot, and mouth in the United States, Europe, Australia, Japan, and Brazil. Since 1997, the disease has rose in incidence and severity. There's not that much information online about the exact history of the virus. As I said, not many people do research on it, but I was curious about the answer to that question myself, so I did some really intense digging to find little information that I know.
Interesting. Wow, okay. Thank you so much for all the information. I'm glad you knew what it was and that I'm not going to die.
Yes, you are not going to die. Let time do its job and you will be back to normal in no time. Remember to take ibuprofen and acetaminophen to relieve your pain, and do not go back to work or class until the symptoms are over. Now, I can show you those pictures of really severe cases like you asked about. Let me just get my computer set up. Alrighty, here you can see a child's foot with the hand, foot, and mouth disease. The disease incubated for 4 to 7 days, but once you have it, you know it. You can see the blisters, the bumps, and luckily you didn't get this severe of a case. And these are also adult hands. Yours isn't that bad as well.
Pretty bad.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you so much for helping me figure out what was wrong.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.